My name is Nate, and today we're going to be upgrading my dad's van. But first, let me show you what actually needs upgrading. This is his van. He got this van back in 2020, so that was the time when getting a van was just the thing to do. And he bought this already pre-converted, so he didn't do any of the work here. But 5 years down the road, there's a few things that just kind of broke. So today we are going to be fixing the broken things. I'll give you guys a quick list of the things we need to do today. First thing we need to do is get rid of this weird side pocket next to the bed. We're going to be replacing the faucet because this one leaks. Then we have a few miscellaneous tasks that are just kind of basic that will take me only like 10 minutes. After that, we're going to make a quick door for this big opening right here. And the very last thing we're going to be doing is remaking this entire drawer set. It just fell apart over the years and it really needs a revamp. My dad told me not too long ago that the Max air fan leaks just a little bit. I'm not going to be able to deal with that in this video because for the next, I think, week it's supposed to rain, which is actually why the van build day 1 got delayed, because it's going to be raining for the next week. I can't install the Max air fan. I can't install the window. Basically half of the video I can't work on. So this is going to be your replacement video for this week. I really hope you enjoy it. This is one of the heaviest Sprinter doors I've ever opened, by the way. I don't know if maybe there's wet insulation in the door that makes it so heavy, but every time I try and open this, it's like pushing a boat in the desert or something. Ooh. Okay, we got most of the basic tools we need. We got our faucet, we got our drill, and we got all of our bits. So let's get to work. This van is pretty cool, but there's a lot of really weird decisions that the old van builder put in here. Like, for example, they put this inside that little cubby. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this kind of power socket in the last like 10 years. All right, and we're done. I forgot to mention this earlier, but one more thing we need to do to the bed is we need to drill holes in here so the mattress doesn't get moldy over time. So I took some time off camera to draw a ton of little X's, mapped out every single point that I need to drill out. So let's go do that. This is gonna take way longer than I thought it was gonna take. Okay, not only does that take forever, but it also takes up an insane amount of battery life off of my drill. I was able to get this many holes done, not bad. I actually have 2 batteries for that drill, so I'm gonna let them both charge up, come back, and try and get the rest of it done all in one go. Okay, I charged one battery up to full percent and another one to half, and I was so close to getting it done. I'm only missing 7 holes. So I put another battery on the charger. I'm gonna let it charge up for maybe 5-10 minutes and hopefully I can get it done. Battery died again with 1.5 holes remaining. This battery has been charging for however long it took me to do these few holes. Let's see if it can do 1.5. Ooh, I think we're gonna make it. Yes, we're done. Okay, so we're all done the holes here, finally. A cool feature about this van is you can flip this up. My dad keeps his clothes in here, but obviously I'm gonna need to vacuum all these out because now they're just filled with sawdust. All right, some sort of alarm is going on outside. I don't know if you can hear that. If you can, I'm sorry. Anyways, got all the holes drilled and I got it all vacuumed out. And it has actually turned out to be a pretty decent day out. Okay, we got the box removed, we got the holes drilled, we got the bed back up. I think it's time to start working on the faucet. Okay, first thing we need to do is get rid of this old faucet. So I'm gonna have to go down here and try and figure it all out. Okay, it's time to get under here. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, we got everything hooked up under the sink. We got the faucet actually installed. Let's flip on the pump, see if we have any leaks, and see if everything's working as it's intended to work. Okay, we'll flip on the pump, which is this one right here. Pump got primed. No leaks so far. Not bad. Here we are. We got water. And 0 leaks. Let's go. Brand new faucet in the van. I think it looks great. It matches the sink. My dad is going to be stoked that this works again because the other one leaked and he couldn't use it. So now that this is working, no problems. He's really going to like this upgrade. We started with pretty much pissing down rain, and now we have actually really nice sun coming down. In this sun, we're going to be doing some of the miscellaneous tasks. We need to remove these broken filters, which has already been bypassed. So all I need to do is take out the screws. Another task I want to do is just take off these locking brackets on the front of the door. And I also just want to get ready for the drawer making. I got a nice really long Robertson bit on my drill, which is going to be able to reach these screws way back here. All right, that was pretty easy. Okay, so I got all the drawers out of there. I think I am able to reuse these slides. I think I may remove this middle one and make a larger drawer. And I think I'm going to make a different latching system. Before, he had deadbolts going into this wall right here and some magnets. You can see a lot of these magnets just kind of fell out over time, and I actually don't like using these. I didn't use them in my van other than like 2 spots that were very specific, but I'm just not a fan of these. These rivets break and you can't fix them. You gotta get new ones. You can use these if you want. Don't let me stop you. Maybe just get a higher quality one. Okay, we got this middle one out. I think I might move this one up, but I'm going to do that tomorrow during the actual building of these drawers. But I think for now, we'll call these miscellaneous jobs complete. I think I've done enough work on this van for today, but let me give you guys a little recap on everything we've done so far. First, we got rid of that little annoying cubby right beside the bed. After that, we drilled a bunch of holes in the bed frame so the mattress has airflow, allowing it to not grow any mold. We then took a little bit of time to replace the faucet in the van, and I think it looks really nice. And finally, we did a few small jobs that is going to make my life a lot easier tomorrow. So I'm going to pack it in for tonight. I have to start editing the video that you're watching right now tonight because I'm a little bit behind. Some of you camera nerds might have noticed, but I got a new camera. It's a DJI Action 4. I was waiting all day yesterday for it to come in the mail, and when it finally made it here, I realized you need an SD card. So this morning, I ripped down the Best Buy, got an SD card, and got filming on this video. I have a lot of work ahead of me. I got a lot of editing. I have to make a bunch of those drawers, and I still have to make the door that separates the garage from the area I'm standing in right now. So I'm gonna head in, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone, but actually good afternoon. I spent the first few hours of today editing, so it's actually around 2 p.m. right now. Anyways, this morning I was able to move my van right outside the garage door, which is going to make it really easy to bring things inside and outside the van. Yesterday morning, I actually went out to Home Hardware and I already got a full sheet of plywood. So I think I'm going to use that plywood to create the door in this gap. And then I will try to use as much of the material of these drawers to remake them. But I also do have some 3/4 inch plywood in the corner there. Got the workbench moved outside. I'm gonna haul the plywood on top and we'll start cutting. Okay, we got the door templated out a little bit larger than we need, so let's cut this out. I really dislike this skill saw straight cutter because these screws in the back get loose after every single cut. If you're gonna buy a straight cutter for a skill saw, don't get this one. Dude, that is a perfect fit. I need to make a run down to Home Hardware because they close in like an hour. I need to get some paint, I need to get some hinges, I need to get some doorknobs. So I'm gonna run down there real quick and I'll be right back. All right, I just made it back from Home Hardware. I got some plain white paint and I also got some mixed paint to match whatever this color is. It was pretty cool. I brought this little piece of wood in with me and they scanned the color of this. And then they put this jug into a little electronic machine and that put all the right doses of different colors in, and then they put it in a shaker. But I have no idea how well it's gonna match until I just apply it and put it in. I'm hoping it's pretty good. And I wanted to get like RV drawer latches, but they didn't have any there. I'll probably have to order some on Amazon and install it off camera on a different day. Actually, I think this is turning out very similar to what's actually in the van. Okay, we got one layer down. I think I'm gonna do another coat after this just to get a little bit darker like this. Okay, the second coat on both sides just finished drying and I think that matches really good. The real difference here is that they used sanded plywood and I just bought the normal plywood because I didn't want to spend the extra money. But anyways, let's get the hinges put on and the knob. I'm using a little wooden stick at the bottom so I can kind of raise and lower it to my desired height. I think it's gonna work pretty well, just it's gonna be a bit finicky getting it right. There we go. That's a good opening and closing door. The only thing I need to add now is a little latch so it doesn't just stay open. And the knob that's gonna go on here. And there we go. That's our finished door. I'm actually pretty happy on how that turned out. I did not think they were going to get the color right, but it really does match. So with the dividing door done, we only have one more thing to do, which is remaking all of these drawers. It's starting to get late and I'm starting to get really tired, so I think I'm only going to be able to make one tonight, and I'll try and wake up early in the morning to finish the other two. But let's get working on that drawer. While I was waiting for the paint to dry for the door that we just installed, I took some time to disassemble the old drawer hardware. I want to reuse this bottom piece for the bottom, but I want to add new sides, and I want to dado this into the sides. So to start doing that, I'm going to use this bottom piece as a template because it is the exact size I need to fit back in the van. So I'm going to make my side pieces in accordance to this bottom piece, and then I'll have to trim this bottom piece down probably 1/2 inch so it can slide into the dados. If you're confused or don't know what a dado is, don't worry, I will show you once we get to that step. Okay, I got all the sides cut out, and you can see how it's just sitting on the outer edge right now. This is the exact size I need for it to fit in the van. So at this point, I'm going to need to cut the dado into the sides, except for the back one. Wow, that was on there tighter than it normally is. We go in with our first dado. Alright, we got our dado set in place, and you can see, for the people that don't know what a dado is, it's just a series of blades all stacked together so you can take out large chunks of pieces all at once. But you can see how this is going to work. This bottom piece slides into the actual sides. To assemble this drawer, I'm just going to use a mixture of wood glue and brad nails. Alright guys, and this finishes our first drawer. This drawer is way more solid than the one that was previously installed in this van, so I think this one is going to hold up a lot better over time. I'm really happy I got this done tonight. I'm really tired, to be honest. I've been working all day. I expected to get this job done in 2 days, but here we are going on to a third. So again, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning for the second time this video. This time it's actually morning, and I think we're finally going to be able to finish those drawers. Also, sorry if it's very mechanically noisy around here. I live in an area where there's constant development around us. I can show you. Every weekday I wake up to those machines running. Sometimes they're blasting and excavating huge rocks, and it just ear-piercing noises right when I wake up. I'm going to paint this guy and then start work on the next drawer. So I totally forgot to sand this before I painted it, but I mean, the whole thing is painted now, so it's a little bit too late. Oh, how disgusting. So far, not too bad. This is going to be a very big drawer and a heavy one. And it looks like I'm going to have to recut this because it is very angled. There we go, that is much better. Okay, now that we got all the sides assembled, let's cut some more dados into them. Okay, we got the dados cut into all these sides, and I have it roughly put together. Before I put it together, I'm actually going to take it all outside and sand it first because I learned from my mistakes on that one. But I feel like this video is getting pretty long and I don't know if you guys want to see me sand and paint again. So this box is going to be done and painted right now. Here's our finished bottom drawer with the hardware on, and here's what it looks like installed. One thing I have to do to this is install drawer faces. And I've already made one for the top drawer. It's currently drying right now. I just painted it. Another thing I did was repaint this door because it was pretty nasty and I want the white paint to match this side as well. I only have one more drawer to make in the van and then I'm done. But I'm guessing you guys don't want to watch me make a third drawer in the same video. So to save me some time, I'm just going to give you guys a quick time lapse of everything I do from here on out. And next time I talk to you will be the reveal of all the upgrades I put into place. So I'll see you guys in a bit. We are finally done everything we needed to upgrade. I just put the last drawer in place and this is what it looks like. So you're probably wondering, well, why don't I have drawer faces for these two? It's because I ran out of material. I also painted pretty much every little bit of these drawers so they're fully white all the way through. And the bottom one you can see easily fits his big air fryer. Other than the faces, I also need to add latches so these don't fly out when you're driving. But that's pretty much it for this video. Over the course of 3 days, we did all the upgrades I talked about at the beginning of the video. But let's run through it one more time just to see how everything looks like after all the work has been completed. Remember, there's a little cubby right at the end of the bed that got in your way when you were sleeping. So that was the first thing we did. We removed that. The other thing we did to upgrade the bed area was drill some holes in the bed frame to allow the mattress to have some airflow. After all the bed upgrades, we installed a new faucet, which, oh my god, I think it looks awesome. And me and my dad have probably been talking about getting a new faucet for this van for over a year now. So seeing a new faucet in there and finally no leaks, oh, it's just such a relief to see that working again. We also did a few miscellaneous tasks like removing that filter and taking out some unnecessary parts in the van. The second last thing we did was install this separating door. This door is pretty cool because you can just close it and kind of forget about whatever's in the garage. And I actually can't believe we matched the color correctly. And the very last thing we did to upgrade my dad's broken van was to put a full line of new drawers in this cabinet. Even though they're not 100% done, I think it looks way better than it used to. And these drawers are made way better than the ones that were previously there. So these should hold up way longer than the other ones did. By the way, 2 nights ago, we hit 200 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I can't believe we actually hit that this fast. And if you've made it this far into my 6th ever video, I can't thank you enough. And if you have made it this far and you're a new viewer, I'm willing to bet you like my content. So consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you like this type of van building content, consider watching my van build time lapse right here. And with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.